Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and a Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year. I'm Dr. Joyce Christine Bailey Lewis, and I'm talking to you again at this time of joy and sadness. Normally during Christmas time, we do all kinds of celebrating and eating and getting together and just having a good time. Unfortunately, this year, we're not supposed to do that because we have been visited by an enemy that has taken our loved ones and is threatening all of our lives. And here we are at Christmas time, having to bear the burden of the COVID and the president's shenanigans. We're also having to bear that many of our citizens are hungry and are losing their homes, can't pay their rent. Their children here in America are hungry. And we have to stand by and watch all of this happen to us and to other people we know, while there is a whole group of people who have all the money in the world, but they don't care about the poor people who are hungry. Now, I know what it's like to be hungry. I was hungry all my life until I was probably in my 20s when I first had an opportunity to have a full meal to eat all I wanted to eat and have some left over. So during my youth, I was so hungry that I failed to feel how it felt to be hungry. I could go all day without food because I was used to it. There are people here today in this blessed country who are suffering, who don't have enough to eat, and they are watching their children be hungry. This is not a third world country. This is not a place where there is no food. This is a place where there's lots of food, but people can't get it. They don't have any money, and all of the measures that we used to have that helped people who were poor and doing without, they're not in place anymore because they've been taken out. And we're looking at Christmas time. Where is the turkey? Where is the ham? Where are all the trimmings? And where are the loved ones who cannot meet because they are afraid of catching the virus? We're in terrible times. But I want to say to you, we've known terrible times before. My people didn't know anything but terrible times, and neglect and hunger. There were other people too who were part of the ruling class by color only who were hungry. I knew some white people who were hungry when we were hungry. And my father shared and my mother shared what we had with them to keep them going. But that's who black people are. Black people know what it's like to suffer, to do without, to be neglected, and to be told no, you can't have this, and no, you can't have that. We know what that's like. But that's what makes us so strong, that we overcome adversities much more quickly than other people because we've had to do that for generations. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Happy New Year. And I believe that in the new year there will be a better day. We're getting a president who knows what we're going through. We're getting a president who feels our pain. We're getting a president who's going to try to make things right. Not somebody who doesn't sleep at night because he stays awake thinking up evil stuff to do. So there will be a better day. But what we have to do is to try to live to see it. And unfortunately, we have been kept down so long that we never know what's down and what's up. Right now, we have a chance to take a vaccine that will prolong our lives, but we're afraid to do it. And I understand that. Once bitten, twice shy. I understand that. But we've got to take a chance on this one, because if we were so afraid, if we are so afraid that we don't take the vaccine and more of us die, that will diminish our numbers when we go to vote, or when we go to stand up for right and righteousness, or when we have people who are still alive who can take over some of the big jobs and make things better through laws and regulations, and just having empathy for each other and doing what's right. Black people mostly do what's right. Now, we have some young people who make our names bad, but black people normally do what's right. It's been drummed into us. We couldn't step off the path of right and righteousness very far without getting thrown in jail or hung or challenged in some way. So we have hewn to what was right a lot. And that's who we are. And what we have to do now is stay alive. Stay alive. So we can lend our strength to this weakened country that has been weakened by those persons who feel like they're better than others, been weakened by people who want to take everything and leave nothing for anybody else. That weakens any group of people. When some or few or even half of the population tries to hog everything and keep it just for themselves. When if the wealth was spread around, we would have more, because it would lend itself to growth. We got this all wrong, but it's been wrong for 400 years. Now we got to get it right. And I believe that during this Christmas and this New Year's, we're going to think real hard about what's right and what we have to do to get this nation back on track. We know what it looks like. We've seen it before. In bits and pieces, not entirely. We have yet to see this nation as it could be. But if everybody's contributing to its welfare and its growth and its upkeep and its moving forward, look at all the minds and the strength that will go into it and the prayers. Look at the prayers that could be prayed to see our nation do better, to see the world do better. We could do that. So I'm asking you during this Christmas holiday, take some time to think about the future and what we can do to make it better than it ever was. Because we know now where the bones are buried. We know now that racism has not gone anywhere, it's just been hiding. We know that it's out in the open now, and we know who the enemies are. And we're going to have to root every one of them out and make this nation a more perfect union through prayer, hard work, and coming together. And this is a good start right here at Christmas time. God bless you and have as good a Christmas as you possibly can. But pray for the future. God bless you all. Now, I always tell you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And go to my podcast and look for Daily Sparks with Dr. Angela and find the link to my interview where I'm talking about my book, My Ancestral Voices. And listen to me relate issues from the past, present, and future to provide answers for living today. Also, you can purchase my book, My Ancestral Voices, on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Google Play, and Apple iTunes. I'm 85 years old, and I'm trying to make a difference. You do the same.